I'm posing. Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Faith. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am a full-time stay-at-home mom, part-time bookseller, all-the-time reader, living and working in Eastern North Carolina. And today we're going to do, can you believe it, it's already time for my March TBR. So March, I have selected 10 books that I absolutely have to read. 4 are for book clubs or read-alongs, and 6 are arcs that come out in June. I read and review books for my local indie bookstore as part of my job as a bookseller, and to nominate for the Indie Next list, they have to be done about 3 months out. So the deadline for these nominations is the last Monday in March, so I gotta get a move on. But also, March will be, about mid-March, the announcement for the 2020 Nebula Awards shortlist. And the past 2 years, I have read the shortlist, and this year I'm going to try to do the same. So I'm trying to leave myself a little wiggle room for that. Okay, so book club books. First up, my fantasy book club, we're reading Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. This is book 1 of the Broken Empire trilogy, I guess. Yeah. It's a fantasy about a guy who's going to reclaim the throne, I believe. And it kind of looks like Assassiny. I don't know. Jury's out on whether or not I'll actually like that one. I'm also the host of my bookstore's YA for Adults book club, and we are reading The Project by Courtney Summers. This is her new book. It is about cults and sisters. I have already read it, and I'm very excited to make everyone else as depressed as I was when I finished it. Wally, you're in the way. I'm doing 2 different read-alongs this year. The first is Erin and Danny's book club on Instagram. March's pick is The Tao of Raven by Ernestine Hayes. This is her second memoir. We read her first memoir, Blonde Indian, in January, so I'm interested to see what the follow-up is like, because that one was so interesting. I'm interested because it was interesting. Man, my vocabulary has taken a downturn. And then I am participating in Roxane Gay's Audacious Book Club. We're reading The Removed by Brandon Hobson. I don't know much about this. It deals with characters who are part of the Cherokee Nation, and we're after, like, several years after the events of one of the family members being killed in a police shooting. Other than that, I don't know anything, and I don't need to, because I've really learned to trust Roxane Gay's taste. Okay, and then I have my ARC pile. First up, we have from St. Martin's Press. This actually comes out in May, but it's late enough in May that they bumped it to the June nomination list, for which I am very grateful. Madam by Phoebe Wynn. This book is being comped as The Secret History meets Stepford Wives crossed with Cersei. Have The Natural Mother of the Child by Chris Malcolm Belk. This comes out from Counterpoint, and it is a memoir by a trans masculine non-binary parent. Have Lesson in Red by Maria Hummel. This is also out from Counterpoint, and actually it's not just her follow-up to Still Lives, which came out 2 years ago now. It was a Reese Witherspoon book club pick, but this is actually a companion novel. So, kind of could be a sequel. It's another art world-based thriller. So, we shall see. And also from Catapult is Bewilderness by Karen Tucker. Karen Tucker is a North Carolina author, and when I see those, I try to grab them because I live in North Carolina and I really appreciate North Carolina work. This is about a 19-year-old in rural North Carolina. Hello, I was one of them. And she and her coworker decide to go on a joyride to the mountains to take revenge on a particularly creepy customer. sounds like fun. Also, the North Carolina mountains mean a lot to me. This one's out from Catapult. I think I said Counterpoint. This is Catapult. Counterpoint and Catapult send their books together. So I have 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. This is from Grand Central. And I know nothing about it because this is the only one in the pile I did not sign up for. This was just included in when I picked up some of my books from my bookstore. My boss thought it looked like something I would enjoy. So. And finally, what is probably my most anticipated read for my March pile is For the Wolf by Hannah Witton. This is out from Orbit. I screamed when I opened this and then got very mad that I have to wait 2 more weeks because I have other things I have to read. This is a romantic fantasy from Orbit by a debut author. She was featured as her editor talked about her in a debut author panel that I attended. And it is, romantic fantasy. Apparently it's got only 1 bed in it, which I'm like, what? This sounds fun. The tagline on the back is, the first daughter is for the throne, the second daughter is for the wolf. And Alex Harrow, right before this, I had already requested it, but it hadn't come in the mail yet, posted on Twitter that she loved it. So I'm very, very excited. The 10 books that I absolutely have to read in March. As I have said, I will probably be reading other things. I want to read some middle grade for middle grade March. I want to get started on the Nebula shortlist. I don't know, part of me wants to do the novel, novella, and children's lists this year. Hopefully I will have already read some of them because otherwise it's just not going to work. But if you have read any of these and you're very excited, tell me about it. If the arcs, if there's any that you think I should prioritize that you're most interested in, please let me know, because other than For the Wolf, I'll just be reading through these as the mood strikes me. So I would love some hey, can you please read this one? Because like I said, I need to get them all read before the March, I think it's the 29th, is the last Monday in March. So I have to get all these read. So I'd love your input. But that's everything from me. I will talk to y'all later. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're staying safe and warm if you're where it's warm, and cool if you happen to be where it's summer right now. Otherwise, comment, subscribe. Bye, y'all.